what I'm going to say today and why I'm wearing this hot vest over top of the shirt I'm wearing. And I wanted to make a point that I put this pin on and I put this shirt on, and I'm going to show you the shirt. This shirt has been in my a drawer in my home for probably 16 years, and I kept it, and it had tags on it and everything, and I kept the shirt because I feel Moose Jaw needs more of ambassador and positive talk and proactive talk than some of what we're seeing happening of late. And I just wanted to invite family and friends, and thank you for coming out, especially my family members, Fit for Life, friends from across the street, long-time friends that I've had forever and ever in a day. And I just wanted to bring you together and make this official just by introducing myself, by way of introducing myself. I'm Michelle Power, for those of you that don't know me. You see a few faces that I recognize. And I'm introducing you to today as the business owner of Fit for Life and a partner in Powerhouse Renovations. And just to let you know that I'm a long-term resident of the city of Moose Jaw, and I believe that Moose Jaw has a great spirit that is actually suffocating. And I can, without a doubt, flourish in all areas, and if only there was more proactive measures taken to grow and maintain the city. I've called this announcement to inform you that I will be taking my service and love of Moose Jaw to an all-time new level. I desire to represent you, businesses, and all of the citizens of Moose Jaw on City Council after the 2016 election on October 26th. I've lived in Moose Jaw for 27 years, and I've been married to Gary, my main supporter, for 25. Upon moving to Moose Jaw, a little bit of background on myself, I put my administration and marketing background and my passion for economics to use and sat on 3 committees of council. In the very early 1990s, I completed 2 back-to-back terms sitting on the Economic Development Advisory Board, the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board, and the Environmental Advisory Board. In 1993, I was tired of commuting to a corporate job in Regina. And following that corporate job, I was asked to head up the existing tourism board and evolved into the position of executive director of that organization. I remained for a decade, and in 2003, I embarked on an entrepreneurial career owning a women's fitness facility. This, I hope my children will believe, made me available to them as they were growing up and attending school. Now that part of my life is past, and I've refranchised my business and expanded to a greater investment and involvement in the city. And I want to take measures now to follow a passion to do more for the city and its valued citizens. I'd like to request you to allow me to represent you and your businesses personally and serve Moose Jaw with the best of my abilities and take this city to into a better and brighter future. I have set up some priorities that include but are not limited to taking a very proactive lead and proactive measures to take this city into success versus the reactive measures that are currently being used. I want to bring Moose Jaw from a good place to do business to a great place to do business. I want to optimize and effectively use taxpayers' tax dollars that are collected. You all pay taxes, right? You want to make sure that they're collected and used properly. I'm not going to go into great detail because there's positives and negatives of each of these points. And again, they're not in any particular order, but they are priorities. Number 1 being infrastructure. I said number 1. The rest maybe, maybe no specific order. We all agree that that's something that we need to deal with and address. And I'm going to explain in the future, this is just a media release, in the future exactly where I stand. I've already stated that I want to take proactive measures. We wouldn't be having this conversation if we weren't in a reactive type of governance and city. Reactivism means that you're dealing with something that should have been dealt with decades ago. My other priorities include emergency services, as it involves police, fire, and EMS. I want to make sure that the measures that were taken to change our EMS services and were promised were actually activated as they were outlined. I want to make sure that fresh, clean, and safe drinking water arrives successfully from Buffalo Pound Water Filtration Plant. People of Moose Jaw maybe don't hear a lot about that, but I think that's a major concern. It's another one of those reactive situations. I'd rather be dealing with this as a proactive measure. Also very important and a priority are the roadways, curbs, and gutters. Sustainable new and existing redevelopment for both residential and commercial areas. Redevelopment, I have done an adaptive reuse with the oldest building in Moose Jaw. Believe it or not, this building is the oldest building in Moose Jaw, and I proudly get to be part of owning this building. It was built in 1883, and it has been moved twice, and it made its final resting spot here in 1903. That's something that I truly believe in, and it's the heritage aspect. So redevelopment. I also believe in a pride of ownership of our city's facilities, parks, and community amenities. Specific to my personal interests, I assure you as a commercial taxpayer and a residential taxpayer, I represent everybody equal and I don't have a bias. But in no particular order, I believe that we have to work in concert with all of these items, one another, to become catalysts for success for a city that wants to be vibrant, positive, sustainable, and growing. And in order to do that, my interests include broadening the city's tax base. So that includes very specifically commercially and residentially. Residentially would follow if commercial tax bases are low. And that's an interesting fact. Our population, I think, has exploded by 1,000 over the last decade. That's not acceptable in any economy that needs to have a tax base to pay for things like our infrastructure. We need to find an amicable solution for the near disaster to a portion of our city's water supply and pipes that are currently causing disruption and division within our community. Another keen interest is downtown redevelopment, and I've spoken about heritage and culture, and I love the history of this city. I also want to work with the city and its administration to be open to doing business with local and outside investors. I want a little more open door policy so that businesses feel free to do business and outsiders don't feel threatened, intimidated, or uncertain whether they should invest in the city. I'd like to work with the tourism industry to restore Moose Jaw to the destination location it had previously been. I also want to insist on new development and redevelopment to be based on future successes and sustainability. So if that means putting a park or a commercial building or expanding residential buildings, I want to determine how will this lay of the land and the infrastructure with regards to water and sewer services and roadways, how will that affect the future? Because when you're broadening a tax base, you expect a lot of growth and development. So I hope for that to be the case. Included in that, I want to see expansion within the Grayson Industrial Park. I know that for sale signs are up on the lots, but we need to do more to actually market the fact that we have industrial land for use and development. Keen on my implementation list is a shop local campaign. I want businesses actually to be proactive, and I want consumers to be proactive and come together, and I want the consumers to say to the businesses, hey, you know, I'd really shop here if only you would carry these products, because it might be a product-based item that they just neglect to have on their shelves. And that one simple product sends them 40 minutes down the road. And guess what? That's our disposable income being spent in another economy. And even those little things, one item a day might keep more people shopping within our local city. I'm going to work to develop a new and sustainable industrial zones in Moose Jaw and the industrial corridor. I know that there's some activity in that area. I think that that's truly important to the broadened tax base that we're talking about. We need to ensure as well that there's affordable housing for low-income earners, seniors, and students. Working to make sure that the satisfaction of our student population at Sask Polytechnic is being met. I also have an interest in build an ongoing campaign of positivity and take that with the city of Moose Jaw to the bright future that I see ahead. I don't think that I should have to tell the people that are here and the people from Moose Jaw this, but I will. When you think with a mind that is a mind and a heart filled with gratitude, you realize that Moose Jaw has a quality of life like no other city in Saskatchewan, and it is Saskatchewan's best city to raise a family. That is why, specifically why I believe that there is so much more to this great city, and I want to restore that spirit, goodwill, faith, and the proactivity of this great city through advocacy, teamwork, being an ambassador, and the determination to roll up our sleeves and get the job done. I don't believe in apathy and leaving things, again, to reactive measures. I've been seriously disheartened over the past too many years, and as many others in this city have expressed to me, I now refuse to sit back and allow this to be happening. I don't mean that in a negative way. I just mean it in a way that, you know what, Moose Jaw was once there, and the brass ring was right there. This time, let's rebuild it, because I was involved with it more than a decade and a half ago directly, and what golden opportunities we had right in front of us. And for some reason, I feel like we're in an alternate parallel universe, or we've gone off the rails. I want to bring it back to the rails. It will be an honor to represent you on council, and I will be accessible, and I have information here to provide to you how to contact me, real simple, through email addresses, Twitter and Facebook accounts. It is my hope to continue to learn and understand your needs within the economy and to provide you with dedicated service. I'm also collecting the thoughts and wishes of the residents of the business community over the next few weeks. And I want to assure you that I will work to implement the majority of the responses. So please feel free to email me at empower1001 gmail, or you can find me on Twitter or Facebook at michellepower01. And don't ask me those why I came up with that, but it's binary and it means, numbers mean something to me. So that'll be my contact information directly during the campaign, or to any of our campaign people. We'll do our best to try and respond to you within the same 24 hours. And I want to thank you all for coming out today, and hopefully we all can be ambassadors for Moose Jaw. I know a couple other people that said they had shirts. And I thank you in advance for your consideration at the election polls on Wednesday, October 26th. It's a Wednesday, Elaine. Okay? Okay? Don't come half an hour late to the polls either. I also want opportunity. There's fresh water, and we're going to have some snacks out there, and I want to thank you again. If any questions that you have while you're here, I'm open for those questions, okay?